How many hours have you spent racking your brain trying to come up with an original plot for your novel? How many times have you abandoned a story idea you love because someone else already wrote it? I've been editing books for more than a decade, and I've seen too many writers get paralyzed by plot. They're convinced that if they can't come up with a story that no one else on earth has ever heard of before, their book is doomed. So when I saw this video called Why Plot is Overrated with Lee Child, I stopped what I was doing and immediately watched it. I actually got to work with Lee Child personally when I was at Penguin Random House, which was a highlight of my time there. To date, he's sold more than 100 million copies of his Jack Reacher novels, so any writing advice he has, I want to hear. And what he said in this video lines up exactly with what I've been telling my editing clients for years. We've all been told this lie about plot, that your plot has to be unique, that it has to be something no reader has ever encountered before. That advice is actually setting you up to fail because it's simply impossible. Here's what Lee said.
People think of plot as somehow essential to the book. They're looking for something new and original that nobody has ever seen before, and they think that that will carry the book through. And I have to say that you're very unlikely to find a plot that nobody has ever thought of before. Every single story has been told numerous times over the centuries or over the millennia. There really are no new plots. There's nothing left to be discovered. Plots are all basically very similar.
Let that sink in for a moment. No new plots. Ever. Can that be true? The way Lee came to this revelation is super interesting and makes his point undeniable. When he was in Latin class in school, he was reading the ancient Greek myth Theseus and the Minotaur. And then on the bus ride home, he was reading Dr. No by Ian Fleming, the James Bond novel. And that's when he realized, just as a kid, that those two different stories share the same fundamental plot. A man of high rank goes out solo to solve a problem. He's given a special tool along the way. He seduces a woman on the other side. He descends into the underworld. He fights the monster, wins, and returns home. One story was written thousands of years ago. One was written in 1958. One is set in ancient Greece. The other in 1950s Jamaica. One is a myth. The other an espionage thriller. Yet they share the same core plot. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the writers I work with are constantly hung up on their plot being completely unique. I was recently editing a novel about a murder in the elite competitive ice skating world. But the author kept second-guessing the plot. With each new draft, she would introduce a different, new, big twist in an attempt to make the story more original. But really, she was adding complications that the story didn't call for. And then she read a new release with a similar premise and panicked that her book was already irrelevant before it was even published. She got close to scrapping it entirely. Until I told her that the new release was actually a good sign. It showed that readers were hungry for stories set in this world. And, by the way, both her plot and that other novel were really just classic, closed community whodunits. The same exact story structure every Agatha Christie novel follows. So if you've been beating yourself up because your plot feels too similar to other books, I want you to let go of those anxieties right now. And the next point that Lee makes will totally simplify how you think about plot from here on out, both for your own novel and every book you read. But before I share it, YouTube tells me that most of you aren't actually subscribed to my channel, but what are you waiting for? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Lee's plot theory might be my favorite storytelling framework I've heard yet. I made a video last year about the 7 basic plots in fiction. Overcoming the monster, rags to riches, all those familiar storylines. And I do think that framework can be useful. But Lee simplifies plot even more than that, and I've never thought about it this way before.
Hollywood has a saying, depending who you're talking to at the time, there are only 7 stories, there are only 3 stories, or whatever. Really, there are only 2 stories. Either you huddle in your community, scared of something out there, or you leave your community to go and find out what lies on the other side of the hill. Those are really the only 2 plots, and they're very potent.
Once he said that all stories fall into one of 2 plots, I couldn't unhear it. I started looking at every book, movie, or show that I know through that lens, and it does hold up. Take The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, which, if you saw my video last week, you know I have some major problems with. But it's hugely popular and illustrates Lee's point. The main character, Millie, takes a job as a live-in housemaid for a wealthy couple and pretty quickly realizes something dangerous is going on within the house. That's a textbook example of plot 1, the huddling plot. The character is stuck somewhere and the threat is closing in on them. Now let's look at Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, another major bestseller that was recently turned into a film. Kenna gets released from prison, then travels back to her hometown to connect with the daughter she's never met. That's plot 2, the leaving plot. The protagonist ventures out into the unknown on a quest and faces unforeseen obstacles. Plot 2 is what the entire Jack Reacher series is built on, by the way. Lee specifically crafted Reacher to be a wandering character who moves from town to town and runs into trouble. So pick which of these two general frameworks you're drawn to and lean into it. Plot really can be as simple as that when you boil it down. But now I know what you're wondering. So if there really is no new plot out there and every story falls into one of two basic storylines, then what is going to set my book apart from the millions of others on the shelf? Because there has to be something, right? Yes, there is. And Lee has a strong opinion on what you should actually be focusing on to differentiate your novel.
When it comes to plot, you've got to remember that plot is really a vehicle for the characters that you write. The vehicle will have been used by somebody else, and it is now your turn to use it, and it is your responsibility to make sure that your characters invest it with enough difference that it stands out, it feels new, it feels fresh, even though somebody will have used that basic story structure dozens, if not hundreds of times before you. The phrase I have is plot is a rental car. You use it for a week and it has to work. It has to run for a week while the reader is reading the book. And if you rent a Rolls Royce instead of a Ford, that's great, but it's not crucial. What matters is what the characters do inside that plot. It's how you handle it. It's how you populate it. It's how you develop it along the way that matters.
Lee isn't saying here that you don't need plot at all, by the way. You absolutely still need things to happen in your story. It still needs to have urgency and momentum and surprises. But when it comes to thinking creatively and originally, he's encouraging you to prioritize your characters first. As a developmental editor, I'm constantly evaluating how plot and character go hand in hand to create a compelling story. I've read manuscripts that are full of unique, intriguing characters, but take them nowhere. And I've read manuscripts that are meticulously plotted, but the characters fall flat. I will say that the stronger manuscripts tend to be the ones where it's clear the author knows and cares about their protagonist through and through. Because you can always refine the plot. You can always fix plot holes, tighten the pacing, and raise the stakes. But a fundamentally weak or boring character is much harder to fix in revision, because it will require you to go back through every single scene to give them depth and color. So make sure your plot functions well enough, it keeps the engine of the story going, and then turn your focus to the people who populate your story. If your characters feel specific, real, and alive from the start, readers won't mind seeing them in a familiar setup. That character-first approach is exactly how Lee Child created his massive career success. The Jack Reacher franchise isn't about how unique each of the plots are. It's about how unique Reacher himself is. And that's led Lee Child to 30 novels, $1 billion in sales, 2 Tom Cruise movies, and now an Amazon series. Readers don't keep coming back to see the next big plot twist, but to spend more time with Reacher himself. This doesn't mean that your protagonist necessarily has to be likable for your story to be a success. You can hook a reader just as effectively with a problematic, even disturbing protagonist. Just look at American Psycho or You. The bottom line here is don't let plot paralyze you. When in doubt, lean on familiar story structures that have lasted centuries for a reason, and trust that your story's originality lies in the characters and the writing. because the feeling that your characters and your writing evoke is what will last with readers after they finish the final page. So now that you know just how simple plot can be, tell me in the comments, are you writing a huddling or a leaving plot? And if you're worried that your protagonist is falling flat, watch this video next where I share an easy exercise that will help you craft complex characters that readers won't forget. Thanks so much for watching and happy writing.